The Cube is back. Well, maybe. Welcome to Glitched, I am Francisco Lozano. Last week, Nintendo Switch released the 4.0 update that officially included video capture capabilities and save data transfer. We did include this news in last week's wrap-up, but here's a quick summary just in case you missed that one. As of right now, video capture features supports only 4 games: The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, and Splatoon 2. Mario Odyssey will also be supporting the feature once it releases later this month. Next up is save data transfer. You can transfer all save data and user profile information through a one-way permanent migration of user data. Once that data is transferred, it will no longer be available on that source console. Another feature that was in this update is wireless headset detection. As long as the headset is connected over USB, the system now is able to detect wireless headsets. Now that you're all caught up to date, let's get to what you really want to hear about. That's right, the Nintendo Switch has controller support for GameCube controllers. In the same update I mentioned about Nintendo, without any announcement, added support for these controllers. The Wii U controller adapter is necessary to make use of this old controllers, but they work nonetheless. So first off, this means that there is some person out there that has been plugging in this adapter and their GameCube controller in after every single update just to see if their dreams would come true. Who does that? I mean, they could also just be reading through the code and found it, but either way, who does that? Anyway, the controllers can be used by plugging in the adapter into the Switch's dock and then pairing it in the settings menu by pressing the L and R button. While it is usable, the GameCube controller doesn't match up to the configuration of the Switch's controls. So to do things like getting back to the main menu, you'll have to swap back and forth a little bit. But what does this addition really mean, and what is it actually useful for? Well, let's start by looking back. Last December, rumors were wild with reports that the Switch would be introducing GameCube games to the Virtual Console lineup. The prospect of having games like Animal Crossing, Wind Waker, and Smash Bros. Melee available on our newest console got many Nintendo fans hyped. But since the rumors dropped, there's been no news on the prospect. That is until now. This new update has given some fans hope that by adding in support for the console's controllers, this means that its games popping up in the Virtual Console's library might not be far away. But to play the devil's advocate, controller support for the NES and Super was never added to the Switch, Wii U, or Wii. Also, while the GameCube has some really great titles, so did the 64, and we still don't have any games on the Virtual Console for that system yet. While the additional controller support might not mean that GameCube games are coming to the Virtual Console, there is another possibility as to why Nintendo would add this feature. Smash Brothers. They already did it with the Wii U. Why not add the GameCube controller support to whatever version of the character-filled fighting games make its way onto the new console? I mean, whether or not this game would be an updated version of the Wii U iteration of the game Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, or if it would just be an entirely new game, that it's not so clear. But either way, I'm sure fans will be excited to see the popular fighting game make its way onto the Switch, and I'm sure investors would love to see it as well. So what do you guys think? Did Nintendo add the controller support for Virtual Console or Smash Brothers? Or maybe you think it's something else entirely. Let us know in the comments down below. I'm gonna go play my GameCube games on my actual GameCube. I'm a purist, as you know. But remember to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all your gaming news. This was Glitched, and I'll see you next time. I may not be a hipster, but I can make her hipster. I think that's a song. You're not recording this, right?